Thursday live session at 6 p.m. Actually, it's a little over 6 p.m. It's 6:10 p.m. Usually, Thursdays 6 to 7 is the slot that we have for live sessions. So feel free to talk to me in the comment section. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம என்ன பண்ண போறோம் அப்படினா சின்ன ஒரு change of plan. நீங்க ஸ்டோரியை பார்த்துட்டீங்கன்னா we were supposed to do this without this episode. ஆனா கொஞ்சம் got held up and slightly forgot that there was a live, rather that today was Thursday. Adanaல small change of plan. I'm going to show you how to make a really nice, easy, quick pasta. So if you don't have any ideas for dinner today, you can definitely make this. And I am going to see your comments on my phone. Okay. So if you have any doubts about the recipe, about what I'm going to be doing over the next roughly 20 minutes, 25 minutes, you can keep talking to me. If there's anything you want to know or AMA session madri, you can ask me anything that you want about cooked, about the products, about anything that we do, recipes, recipe related doubts, cooking related doubts, anything that you might want to talk to us வந்து தாராளமா feel free to drop it in the comment section. அப்படியே படிச்சிட்டு நான் இங்க சமைச்சிட்டு இருக்கேன். So the pasta that we're making is called aglio olio. So it's basically garlic and olive oil. Very tasty, very simple. So we'll get started. After I'm going to keep my phone here. Abhi kitta vantingna, I'll show you the prep that I have, okay? Now the thanni inga vechiruken. Again, I'm just going to quickly pour that into a bigger pan, okay? We'll keep that for boiling. Already kettle na sood panniten just to make it a little quicker in the live session. Thavara we just keep it for boiling. Now the other ingredients is some good quality olive oil. Okay, then we have some chili flakes, but you can use dry red chili. Adu chinna chinna cut panni kuda potukalam. So if you don't have chili flakes, don't worry, dry chili thalipukku vechirupingala adhe neenga use pannalam. This is parsley. Idu enta irundhudu, so I'm using parsley. But உங்களுக்கு if you want to make this evening, என்ன herbs உங்களுக்கு வீட்ல இருக்கோ, உங்களுக்கு கொத்தமல்லி, புதினா, கறிவேப்பிலை, like any herbs, like அந்த freshness சூப்பரா இருக்கும் டிஷ்ல. So you understand the concept of the dish, okay? இதெல்லாம் வந்து Italian flavors. ஆனா இதுவே வந்து if you want to make it South Indian, how you can do it னு சொல்லிட்டு I'll give you tips also. So don't worry. Instead of olive oil, நீங்க வீட்ல என்ன வெச்சிருந்தீங்களா, it's fine. Like coconut oil, groundnut oil, நல்லெண்ணெய், sunflower oil, இல்ல butter இருந்தா கூட okay. Chili flakes, again flakes இல்லனா நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி காஞ்ச மிளகாய் எந்த வெரைட்டி இருந்தாலும் it's fine. இந்த ரெசிபிக்கு வந்து parsley, ஆனா parsley இல்லனா நீங்க வந்து கொத்தமல்லி, புதினா, கறிவேப்பிலை, வேற ஏதாவது herbs வீட்ல யூஸ் பண்ணுவீங்கன்னா அதை யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். மேத்தி கீரை யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். பாலக்கீரை பெருசா டேஸ்ட் வராது, பட் மேத்தி கீரை இருந்தா நீங்க யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். இந்த ஒரே ஒரு இன்கிரிடியன்ட் மட்டும் நான் நெகோஷியபிள். இது garlic. நான் ஆல்ரெடி பீல் பண்ணிட்டேன். just before the live I peeled the garlic. garlic மட்டும் கண்டிப்பா ஆட் பண்ணோம். பட் if you're like இல்ல எங்க வீட்ல garlic இல்ல, ginger garlic paste தான் இருக்குனா don't use ginger garlic paste. ஸ்லைஸ் பண்ணி நீங்க ஆனியன் யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கோங்க, ஓகே? ஆனியன் இல்ல சின்ன வெங்காயம் வந்து நீங்க யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. that is the closest alternative. ஆனா garlic ஓட ஃப்ளேவர் மாதிரி வேற எதுவுமே வராது. so please don't try to skip the garlic. so நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி இங்க you just kept water for boiling. and இவ்ளோ பாஸ்தா தான் பண்ண போறோம். லைக் இவ்ளோ பாஸ்தா பண்ணா ரெண்டு பேருக்கு சாப்பிடுற அளவு வரும். typically pasta boil ஆனதுக்கு அப்புறம் it's sort of like rice, right? It will become much larger in size. அதனால use slightly lesser than you think that you need. This is a very very common problem with pasta. பார்க்கும்போது you will feel like, oh, the quantity is very less, I don't think it will be enough. But once it boils, it actually almost doubles in size. அதனால தாராளமா it will be enough. And lastly, we'll check in the fridge if there is some Sanjna cheese. அப்படி இருக்குனா we will add it at the end. If not, அது இல்லனா we'll skip it. Still tastes good as it is. So the water has to come to a rolling boil, and adliye we have to salt it to a level where it tastes like sea water. That is how you say for pasta water. It has to taste like the sea. So kadal thanni madri uppu karikkanum. That is the right quantity of salt when you are boiling pasta. And you do not have to add any oil. Okay, very common you will see there will be recipes on the internet or other creators where அவங்க பாஸ்தா பாயில் பண்ண இல்ல நூடுல்ஸ் பாயில் பண்ணும்போது தண்ணியிலே எண்ணெய் ஊத்திடுவாங்க. actually that's a waste தான். நீங்க அது பண்ண தேவையில்லை. what you can do is once you boil it, அப்படியே அது சூடாவே இருக்கும்போது once we drain it, like தண்ணி எல்லாம் ஊத்துனதுக்கு அப்புறம் that's the right time to actually pour oil so that you coat the pasta and then it doesn't stick together. இப்பவே நீங்க தண்ணியிலே நீங்க வந்து ஆயில் ஊத்திட்டீங்கன்னா when you pour out the water most of the oil will go off. நீங்க அப்படியே when you want to kept on வடிகட்டி அப்படியே the pasta sitting in this la அப்படியே clumpy-ஆ ஒட்டிக்கும். By the time you finish making your sauce or any other preparation of vegetables or anything on the side, இது ஃபுல்லா ஒட்டிக்கும். Then again when you're trying to cook it, it's not going to be free. So the right way to do it is to actually put oil after. So this is coming up to a rolling boil. By then I'll take a couple of questions. Nice. Someone, Tanishq is saying, "Hey, I'm watching Cook Sundays to explain more dishes in the culinary world." That's really nice. You know, if you have any doubts or if you want to learn new cooking now, we have an app. You can just head over to the website cooktv.com. Just cooktv.com. It's a web app. And we have more than 2,000 recipes on there. So, உங்களுக்கு புதுசா ஏதாவது குக் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு தோணுதுன்னா கண்டிப்பா குக் ஆப் போய் செக் அவுட் பண்ணுங்க. So many recipes are there. Okay. எது வித்தவுட் எது ஆக்சுவலி அதுதான் பண்றதா இருந்தது ஆனா அது பண்ணல இன்னைக்கு வந்து மேக்கிங் a quick and easy pasta recipe so that நீங்க எல்லாம் இப்ப ஒர்க் இல்ல டிராவல் இருக்கீங்கன்னா நீங்க வீட்டுக்கு போயிட்டு இந்த பாஸ்தாவை டக்குனு பண்ணி சமைச்சு சாப்பிட்டீங்கன்னா டின்னர் வந்து will be sorted. So that's why ஒரு சின்ன சேஞ்ச் ஆஃப் பிளான். ஓகே, ஒரு பாஸ்தா பண்றோம் இப்போ. ஒரு ஹாய் சொல்லுங்க திருப்பி. பிரணவ், ஹாய் பிரணவ்.
YouTubeல someone's asking less oil protein dishes-லாம் பண்ணுங்க.
Less oil protein dishes கண்டிப்பா. So we'll keep that in mind. ஆனா in the meanwhile உங்களுக்கு protein related ideas உங்களுக்கு வேணும்னா ராஜீவ் makes a lot of recipes in Jim Bro series. அதுல we try to use less fat, less calories இருக்கிற மாதிரி high protein dishes are. இது லைவ் தான், அது அப்படிலாம் ஒன்றும் இல்லை பல்பு. ஸோ ஜிம்ப்ரோ சீரீஸ்னு இருக்கு. யூ கேன் சர்ச் ஃபார் இட் ஆன் யூடியூப். ஜிம்ப்ரோ சீரீஸ் குக்ட் அப்படின்னு நீங்க சர்ச் பண்ணீங்கன்னா ராஜீவ் ரெசிபிஸ் வில் கம் அப். யூ கைஸ் கேன் ட்ரை தட் அவுட். தோஸ் ஆர் ஆல் ஹை ப்ரோட்டீன் ரெசிபிஸ். வெஜ் அண்ட் நான்வெஜ், வெஜ் அண்ட் நான்வெஜ் ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் ரெண்டுமே இருக்கு. Hi Sanju, here Uma from Japan. Tasted your biryani kit, it was amazing and tempting. I'm so happy to know that you're getting the flavors of Namma Uru in Japan and you're able to make it and have. So happy to know that. Thank you so much. Now we get on with the cooking part. Okay, this is what you call roll boiling. Okay, this is the right temperature that the water has to be at before adding pasta. Abhina, it should be bubbling. கீழே சின்ன சின்ன bubbles இல்லாம the water should actually be bubbling nicely. That's when we're going to add in the pasta. Put in a mix just to ensure it's not getting stuck to the bottom of the pan. And if a pasta consistency அப்படின்னு நம்ம பார்த்தோம்னா restaurants typically call it al dente, okay, which means to the tooth. Yena, when you bite the pasta, chinnada you should have a bite in it. That is the right consistency to boil pasta. Ana, inge வந்து commonly we don't do that. ஏன்னா நமக்கு அந்த பழக்கம் இல்லை. கொஞ்சம் ஒரு அரவை கார்டில் இருக்கும். That's the right consistency. ஆனா இங்க வந்து we fully boil it. So உங்களுக்கு என்ன கன்வீனியன்ட்டா இருக்கோ என்ன பிடிச்சிருக்கோ நீங்க அந்த மாதிரி boil பண்ணிக்கலாம். Typically to boil it will take anywhere between like, depending on the doneness that you want, like 6 to 10 minutes is how long it would take for dry pasta. Fresh pasta, like வீட்ல பண்ற மாவுல பாஸ்தாவா இருந்தா it will hardly take 3 to 4 minutes now. The moment it starts floating, you can actually take it out of the water. ஏன்னா திருப்பி சாஸ்ல வந்து 2-3 minutes the pasta will cook. அப்போ it will be the perfect consistency. That's also another reason why you take it out of the boiling water slightly underdone. ஏன்னா திருப்பி it's going to cook for 2-3 minutes in the pan, right? So that's something that we have to keep in mind. Okay, while making pasta.
Hi akka, biryaniக்கு 1 glass of rice na how much water போடணும்?
Usually வந்து ஒண்ணுக்கு ஒண்ணே முக்கா. That is what we recommend for biryani. So ஒரு cup rice na ஒண்ணே முக்கா cup water. So if it's like 250 grams of rice na we recommend 375 ml of water. So if you follow that ratio, whether it's basmati rice or jeera samba rice, it's going to work. ஆனா ஒண்ணே ஒண்ணு மறக்காதீங்க, பிரியாணிக்கு வந்து when you are making when you are using the rice, ensure that you soak it for at least 20 minutes. நல்லா ஒரு 3-4 தடவை வாஷ் பண்ணி அந்த எக்ஸஸ் ஸ்டார்ச் எல்லாம் எடுத்துட்டு ஒரு 20 minutes soak பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் யூஸ் இட். தெனமே உங்களுக்கு அந்த ரைஸ் வந்து உதிரி உதிரியா வரும். இல்லைன்னா it will be கொஞ்சம் clumpy, கொஞ்சம் கெட்டியா இருக்கும் அந்த பிரியாணி. அந்த கன்சிஸ்டன்சி கரெக்டா இருக்காது. ஸோ இந்த மெத்தட் நீங்க ஃபாலோ பண்ணிட்டு 20 minutes நல்லா வாஷ் பண்ணி 20 minutes சோக் பண்ணிட்டு இன்னும் ஒண்ணுக்கு ஒண்ணே முக்கா ரைஸ் தம் மெத்தட்ல நீங்க ஃபாலோ பண்ணீங்கன்னா கரெக்டா இருக்கும். ஓகேவா?
Hi Sanjna, I'm pregnant, so which one will I try first in your products?
Actually, all of our products are pregnancy friendly, so you can go ahead and try them out. But that being said, just because you are an expecting mother, I would always recommend you to check with your nutritionist or your doctor if you have any specific dietary restrictions. So, if you can or cannot eat certain ingredients or a certain spice level, then I would recommend you to check that. All the ingredients of the products are clearly declared in the back of the pack. Ingredients எழுதி எல்லாமே written, including the allergens. So ஒரு தடவை அதை நல்லா படிச்சுட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் you can go ahead and enjoy it because I personally know both expecting mothers, new mothers, and kids. Like kids who can actually eat a little bit of spice, right? More than about 3-4 years, they comfortably they eat the food made with our products. But that being said, it's very very specific in person to person. Please be careful and take the recommendation of your doctor before having it. When your product come overseas, actually in a couple of markets they're already available overseas. In Qatar, our products are available. Australia, it's available. In USA, in some specific stores, it's available. So we're trying to make it more and more available. Currently, if you are living in a country where they're not available in supermarket, please order via the website shop.cooktv.com. We have some international combos. You can order panninga, we do deliver it. But please note that there are custom charges. So just be aware of those additional charges before you place your order. Hope you can try and give your feedback soon. Does it actually change the taste of the type of pasta, like penne or elbow? No, not at all. Those are just different shapes of pasta. The shape of the pasta has no impact whatsoever with the taste. Yella pasta ko adhe maavadhan they use. So you can go ahead and use any shape that you like. நீங்க நல்லா சாசியா பண்றீங்கன்னா ensure you're using something like penne or something that has or like macaroni or something. So there's like a குட்டி hole like a canal in the center, right? Chinna tunnel madri. So all the sauce can like go inside and nicely be inside those spaces. So every mouth is like nice and saucy. But it's again a preference. உங்களுக்கு noodles மாதிரி பிடிக்கும்னா you can go with spaghetti. Or if you like கொஞ்சம் thicker noodles அந்த மாதிரினா you can go with like fettuccine. You can go with whatever pasta you like. Or honestly, if you just like to see shapes, go with fusilli, go with farfal, that the one that looks like a butterfly. I don't know if I'm pronouncing these wrong. Forgive me if I am. But yeah, you can go with any shape that you like. It's totally fine. Any other questions that you guys have? Easy and quick lunchbox recipes. Yes, we actually have a lot of lunchbox recipes on cooktv.com. You just have to search for lunchbox, and we have quite a lot of recipes, really easy ones. The recipe that I'm making today also is a really nice lunchbox recipe. I'll also tell you small modifications that you can do so that your kid might enjoy it more. Or if it's not for a kid, sorry for assuming if it's for your own lunchbox, this works really well. I'll also tell you kuti kuti modification into it or adding more fiber into it, making it a slightly different consistency. These are all some things that we'll cover while we're actually doing the cooking. So just before the pasta gets fully boiled, which should take another minute or two max, I'm just going to quickly slice up the garlic, okay? So I'm doing really thin slices because I like garlic. Rather, that like is an understatement. I actually love garlic. But you can definitely use finely chopped garlic as well. That's completely a personal preference. I leave it up to you. If you have a chopper now, like you can definitely use a chopper. You can fine chop the garlic and you can add that. I'm just adding it like this. Again, like I said, in a pinch on that garlic bite, I really like it. And especially it's going to fry in a little bit of oil and it's going to be like slightly golden brown, just about turning golden brown. So on the consistency, I think sliced garlic is perfect. But you can do slices like this. You can do lengthwise slices. You can finely chop it literally however you want, okay? Like you can see the amount of garlic that I'm using. It's quite a lot. But the base of the dish and the flavor itself comes from the garlic now. So it's definitely not a lot. And don't think it will be super garlic. You cannot have garlic that like your eye is not going to smell. We're going to fry it and then only we're going to add it. So taste super. Don't worry about that. Not wasting any. And the tavara, we're just going to chop up the pasta also. Either is just finely chopped, that's it, nothing else. And greens, when you're chopping up greens, there's a chinna hack to it. Like you never run over the greens multiple times. Like you pinch it together, hold it as tightly as you can, and then you just chop it as finely as you can in one shot. Now, I'll tell you what happens if you. Now, say for instance, I finish chopping this and I'm not happy with how fine it is in Pitchcombe. If it's there like that, if I end up going over this again and again and again, very soon you'll see that all the green color turns to black. You're completely breaking down all the leaves and the cells, and the greens will turn completely black. That you don't want. It's going to look also really bad. And then you'll start getting a little bit of bitterness out of the greens when you break it down like that. When you just chop it in one go, however finely you can, that's when you get the best taste from the herbs. And also it looks nice. It still maintains that nice, vibrant green color.
What are you cooking?
What am I cooking? I'm making pasta right now. Making pasta aglio olio. But I'm also giving you like tips on how you can make it perfectly and how you can transform it so that if you do not have an idea of what you're going to eat for dinner today, it's only 6:25. You can go home, use the ingredients that you have at home, or buy the ingredients and make this really quickly. Because as you can see, there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, and salt, 5 ingredients. Of course, the pasta, so let's make it 6. Cheese is absolutely optional, so that's 7. So totally 7 ingredients. Anything else that you're going to cook, I can guarantee you will take more ingredients than that, unless you're somebody who's just I don't know, eating eggs and bread and sleeping. Then I'm sorry. Then that's probably like 2, 3 ingredients. Anna, this is probably the next best, tastiest thing that you can make. Let's see if we can take any questions in the meanwhile.
Boost lava cake பண்ணுங்க.
Oh, அது already பண்ணியாச்சு
பண்ணிருக்கு.
bro. Literally, Boost Lava Cake is a recipe that Adina and I made in one of our shows. I think it was a seasonal show. So YouTube la neenga poi thedinga, it's actually this.
Ritika also made a short video.
Oh, yeah, Ritika also made one. Correct. So if you search for Boost Lava Cake on YouTube and you just type in the word cooked, அது அவங்க already இருக்கு. Or you can go to cooktv.com, which is our web app. Just cooktv.com and search Boost Lava Cake. அங்க recipe with step-by-step instructions உங்களுக்கு வந்துரும். So you can definitely do that. So the pasta is almost done. Like it's just about getting soft. It's going to take another 2 minutes. So in the meanwhile, side la enna panna porona? We're turning on the other pan and we're adding some olive oil. I know it seems like a lot, but it's really not. In quantity, if you want, this is probably like 3 tablespoons. So if you're splitting it by 2 people, it's okay because this specific dish doesn't necessarily need cheese. You're not using any cream. You're not using any other butter. You're not using any other fat. So olive oil is the only thing that you're using. But feel free if you feel like it's too much, go ahead and use slightly lesser. No issues. But the flavor of this dish itself comes from garlic and olive oil only. That's why if you choose to skip that, flavor is definitely going to be lesser. Again, for Indian pasta, the first step is to add whatever oil you want. Okay, pasta, of course, you can skip it. But whatever oil you want on the side, you can definitely add that. Now, while the oil is getting hot, we don't want it to get too hot also. Okay, the smoke you shouldn't. So you add the garlic in when the pan isn't like too hot or it's not smoking hot. You want the oil to slowly start coming up to heat and the garlic to start sizzling in that oil. Then we want the garlic flavor to completely infuse into the oil. So as you can see now, garlic add panna odana, it didn't start sizzling and full, it didn't start terrifying. None of that happened. Ipoda light, it's coming up to that sizzle. At this stage, I'll slightly increase flame and allow both 2 things to happen. One, the garlic to slightly brown, and in the meantime, you can start smelling it already. The garlic essence is going to get into the oil. Like that's what we want in this dish.
Chef favorite dish to cook.
My favorite dish to cook.
Yeah.
It's definitely time consuming. Making like a really good makhni gravy, like for butter chicken or for paneer butter masala, or making dal makhni from scratch are 2 things that I really enjoy doing. I don't know, it just feels like one of those things where you put all this time and effort and it's totally worth it at the end. And then specifically, I like smoking it with some coal right at the end. I think that's perfect. That's what I would say. So we're just going to spread out the garlic in the pan. Again, like I said, light up, it's just coming up that sizzle. We're not adding chili flakes in here because we don't want it to burn. In the meanwhile, let me quickly check on the pasta. Yeah, so this is what we want, okay? This is what you call al dente, where most of the pasta is cooked. And now there's this putty white line you can see in the middle, right? That chinna part is not cooked as yet. So that's what you call al dente, which means when I bite it, there's a chinna or a bite to it. Exactly at this stage, I'm actually going to put out the stuff so that it doesn't brown too much. One very important step, do not forget, is to keep some pasta water. Because that is what is going to thicken the sauce later if we need to. So I've kept some of that and we are going to drain this again. So drain the pasta, got it back. At this stage, because it's still hot, I'm not adding any oil because I'm going to very quickly add it into the pan. But in this stage is when, if you want to like keep it for some time and you feel like you're not going to immediately finish cooking, this is the stage at which you actually add some oil in the pasta. Just hardly 1 or 2 teaspoons is enough. And then you just have to toss it and you have to keep it. That's it. Okay, can you see the garlic now? It's just started browning. The thinner slices have started browning and the other slices are still yet to brown. So at this stage, what I'm going to do is add my chili flakes. Chili flakes again completely up to you. How spicy you like it, or if you don't like it too spicy, you can add slightly lesser. If you don't want to add red chili, you can definitely add green chili. Feel free to sort of improvise wherever you want. At this stage, along with the garlic, you can add other things, but I'm making like the classic version. You can add thinly sliced chinna vengayam, thinly sliced periya vengayam, but you need to really get that caramelization, that golden brown color on it. So that's the main intention of developing the flavor in the oil and sizzling it on a lower flame.
This is my most favorite dish.
Is it?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I was like on the verge of asking you to make it, but you made it today, so it's going to be mine today. My
Awesome.
dinner.
Go ahead and you can then try to be the judge of it and tell me whether this is how you like it.
Yeah.
This is how whether you've had it before. If it's any different from what you've made before. Or I don't know if you've never made. Sorry, okay. Now that you know how easy it is, I would love for you to make it. Right? Okay. Right? I'm going to add punch salt into this.
Hi Cook TV. I hope your masalas are moving fast. So good your work is.
So far, so good. Please, I hope you have tried our masalas. That would be really nice. If you have, please drop in the comments what you think about the masala. Would be really nice. Even if you have any of you have critical feedback for us, something that you didn't like about it, please feel free to DM us so that we know how to make the products better. We'd love to hear from you on that part.
Can we expect rasam powder?
Is that something that you want? That's honestly not something that we're working on right now. We're working on a lot of other everyday common masalas that you guys can use, but rasam powder is not one of them. If you really think you want that, let us know. இப்போ வந்து I'm adding the pasta inside. And என்ன ஸ்டேஜ்னா நான் தண்ணி ஊத்திட்டு most of the தண்ணி, like more than half the தண்ணி already evaporated. At that stage is when I'm adding the pasta inside. Okay. Right. So at this stage, let me maybe tell you, it's just going to take like a minute or two for the rest of the water to evaporate and for this to all come together. So on the time, let me try and tell you how you can make it more high in fiber. You can add any boiled vegetables of your choice. Or when you are browning your garlic, you can add some cutie pieces of broccoli. You can add capsicum, you can add onion, you can add thinly sliced any vegetable, and you can cook it along with that. You can also add pre-boiled vegetables, or you can cut chicken into really thin slices And you can add that in again along with the garlic and the oil. So the chicken gets cooked by the time the garlic is brown. So you want it to be really kuti cubes or really thin slices. That's what you're ideally looking for. Again, I have only an induction over here, but if you guys can actually do this on a stove, this will happen really nicely. So this is the exact state where it's not too dry, okay? We don't want it to be completely dry. At that stage, I'm just going to reduce the flame, add most of my chopped parsley, keeping a little bit for garnish, and just give it one final toss. That's literally all. That's all the dishes. But let's maybe quickly go over to the fridge and see if we have little Parmesan cheese. If we do have that, it would be great. I'd love to add some, so let's go. Okay. This is our fridge. We don't have too many things. We have lots of vegetables, but yes, we do have little bit of Parmesan cheese. Very little, but this works. This definitely works. I'm gonna get a grater. Here we're having some trials happening for different biryanis. Grace can say hi.
Hi.
So yes, Parmesan cheese grater, amazing. Let's just grate some on top. That's it. Like if you're using like an apple cube, this is not even 1 cube, but feel free to go ahead and add as much cheese as you want. This pasta really doesn't need it. It tastes so good on its own. And the same bowl that I used initially for the pasta, I mean, who likes a lot of dishes to wash, right? Oh, somebody already took that bowl at mine. Oh, no, I only kept it here. That memory loss. I'm getting old, guys. What to do? Into the same bowl, I'm gonna add the pasta back. And you can see this much quantity only of dry pasta I used in the beginning, but you can see how much it is now. We're practically going to get the full bowl. Not wasting any garlic. Or any of the nutty sauce. Let's eat a little bit more cheese because there's no such thing as too much cheese.
Too much garlic.
Or too much garlic, agreed. And the leftover parsley that I had.
Chef, what is your go-to and easy meal after a long, busy day?
Honestly, it's instant noodles. I know that's a really stupid answer, but instant noodles I love, and especially I like making my instant noodles really soupy. I love these Malaysian and Indonesian brands usually, and taste really nice. What happened, huh? Come, taste. Dish is ready.
Cameo, Anna.
I made aloo oil for the live.
Anna's uniform to office.
Schoolboy.
Back. Right.
Very simple. 7 ingredients in total. Lavanya,
Yes.
you said you were the OG aloo oil tester.
Love it.
That's not. Tasting முடிச்சிட்டு That's it, guys. Sorry, I started cleaning up already. I completely forgot. This is usually how long it takes to make a quick and easy pasta recipe. Thank you so much for joining me in the live session today. We'll definitely see you next Thursday again from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. In the meanwhile, please keep DMing us if there's anything that you want to talk to us about. Engage with our content, like, share, comment on the cook videos. Tell us what you like, tell us which creator that you like. Specifically,
and
tell
please
which
keep
product you
buying
like.
cooked masalas and biryani kits.
Thank you.
That's very
Yes.
important.
And for
Masalas
that, you
also.
go to shop.cooktv.com. That's where you can get all of our products. But you can also order on Swiggy, Instamart, Zepto, or Blinkit, or pick it up from a supermarket near you, specifically if you're from Tamil Nadu and some parts of Kerala. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you, or we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye சொல்றேன். Bye சொல்றேன். மசாலா மசாலா வந்தாரு. Bye சொல்றேன்.
அதுல end பண்ணுங்கண்ணா.